I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen and another installment of What's for Dinner. Today we have something that just screams welcome fall. Today we're going to be making chicken and pumpkin chili. Yes, you heard that, chicken and pumpkin chili. This is going to be a delicious alternative to a traditional chili. It's going to have chicken, lots of beans, veggies, and some canned pumpkin that's going to add body as well as nutrition and flavor to this dish. So let's go see how this all comes together. Alright, we're going to go over all of the ingredients for our chicken and pumpkin chili, and then we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to start putting it together. Now this is just a pan chili. I'm just going to throw this together on the top of the stove and let it simmer for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we're going to be able to eat dinner. But we're going to start off with about 2 pounds of chicken breast that I just cubed. You can see I've just cubed that up in pretty small cubes, and then we're going to use a 28-ounce can of tomato and green chili. This happens to be Rotel. We're going to use a regular sized 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix, just regular solid packed pumpkin. A 15-ounce can of cannellini beans, drained and rinsed. A 15-ounce can of black beans, drained and rinsed. A 15-ounce can of pinto beans, drained and rinsed. I have 2 cups of chicken stock here. This is reconstituted better than bouillon. And then we'll move over here. I have approximately 2 cups. This is a very large white onion. What's a sweet onion of a day? We're coming to the end of that season, so you use whatever you have, yellow onion, whatever. But this is a rather large one, and I probably have about 2 cups there. You don't have to use quite that much if you don't have it. No big deal. You can just use a large onion and be done with it. I have 1 red bell pepper that is seeded and diced, about a cup. 1 yellow bell pepper, about a cup. And 2 poblano peppers that I seeded and diced. I also cut out the ribs, and that is about a cup as well. You can leave those out if you prefer not to have this. They're not spicy at all. But they do have a little bit of a different flavor to them after they're cooked from, say, a green bell pepper. We're also going to be using about 4 cloves of minced garlic, about 3 to 4 tablespoons of fresh chopped cilantro, and then this bad boy is all of our dry seasonings. What we have here is 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a tablespoon of ground cumin, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of chipotle powder, and a half a teaspoon of ground allspice, as well as a teaspoon of roasted garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. If you don't have roasted garlic powder, you can just use regular onion powder. I have it on hand, so I like to use it, and it does add a little more depth of flavor to your dishes. So I also have 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and that covers all of these ingredients. But if you missed any, don't worry, because you can always go to noreenskitchen.com, where I will have posted the recipe, and you can find a link down below in about 24 hours after this video is posted. So we're going to move over to the stove and we're going to start putting this pan chili all together. It won't take any time at all. Alright, I went ahead and I heated up the olive oil in my deep skillet over medium-high heat, and I went ahead and I cooked off my chicken. I figured you guys could, figure that out, but I figured we could save some time on the video. Now I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to add all of my vegetables here. And we're going to saute them down just a bit. Not too much, you just kind of want to wilt them a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my garlic. Okay, I'm going to add my cilantro. Oh my gosh, it smells so good already. Okay, now I'm going to add all of these spices, because you want these to mix with the oil that we have in here. And you want to toast those spices just a little bit before we start adding all of those other ingredients that are going to form our sauce or our base for this chili. Now, like I said, you don't have to saute these vegetables forever. We're going to go ahead right now and we're going to add our tomato and green chilies, and we're going to add our pumpkin. Now, I know that there are some of you out there, like my kids maybe, my girls looked at me and went, "Really? You're putting pumpkin in the chili?" The pumpkin is going to act as a thickener. And it's also going to boost the nutrition in here. It's going to give you a lot of different vitamins, antioxidants, and good stuff in your chili. And it's going to lend a little bit of flavor. So don't stick your nose up at it just yet until you give this a try. And go ahead and give this a good toss. It's nice and thick right now. It smells amazing. Then we're going to go ahead and add our beans in. Cannellini. Black bean, pinto bean, and I still have this on a medium-high heat. We're just going to stir these in as well. Now, I have 2 cups of chicken stock that I have prepared off to the side, just using my Better Than bouillon. Now, I don't want this to be like soupy, but I don't want it to be too dry either, so I'm going to go ahead and add a cup right now. And I'm going to set the other half aside there and just give this a good stir. Isn't that beautiful? It looks really autumnal. It looks like a great thick chili, but it's got a real beautiful color from both the chili powders, the paprika, and that pumpkin. I mean, that looks beautiful. Okay. I am going to add a little bit more liquid here. It smells amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want this to simmer dry, but I do want to simmer it. I'm going to simmer it without the lid on it. And what that's going to do is it's going to reduce the liquid and intensify the flavors. And I think I'm going to leave it right there. I used about 1.5 cups of that liquid. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this simmer on medium-high heat for about 15 minutes. And then we'll bring you back and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, our chili has simmered for about 20 minutes, and I turned off the heat and I allowed it to kind of settle down for about 10. So it's been about a half an hour in total, and it's beautiful and it's thick and it smells amazing. And we did give it a taste right after we got off camera before, just so we could make sure that we had our flavor profile correct. We did add another teaspoon of salt to the pot. And that, of course, is to taste. You can do whatever it is that you like and add salt to your preference or leave it out altogether. It's up to you. I also did want to let you know that this is kind of a spicy chili because we added the chipotle powder as well as the smoked paprika, along with the poblanos and the rotel, which has green chili in it. So if you do not like that kind of spice, then I suggest you dial back. That you either leave out or cut in half the smoked paprika and the chipotle powder, but it's up to you. I think it's perfect right now for us. I love the color. It's outstanding. I think it's just beautiful, and it just says welcome fall. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna dish you up a bowl of this beautiful chicken and pumpkin chili, and we're gonna meet you back at the counter, and we'll have Rick give this a taste. Well, there you have it, a delicious bowl of chicken and pumpkin chili. Rick and I have already tasted this, and I don't know about you, but I thought it was delicious. What'd you think, honey?
It was very good.
The pumpkin, you know what? You wouldn't think that it would make a difference, but it really does. It adds a really nice body and texture and a nice creamy smoothness to the chili, and who knew? I mean, this is a really great way to add extra nutrition to your already nutritious chili. So I've just topped it with a little bit of cheddar cheese, a dollop of sour cream, and some cilantro to make it pretty, and some crackers. That's what we're having for dinner. So I want to thank you for joining me today so you could see how I made this delicious and unusual chicken and pumpkin chili. You can also freezer bank this if you like and freeze it. I would put it in an airtight container and freeze it for up to 3 months. But then you'll always have it available, and when you don't know what to make for dinner that night, boom, dinner's ready. So, if you liked today's video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, and if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope you give this chicken and pumpkin chili a try, and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya! Alright, I got my chocolate graham cracker crust out of the fridge, and I did make it a little bit on the thicker side because to me, when you have just a little more stability, it's a lot easier to slice it and get it out of the pan, and it makes for a prettier slice. So you don't want it.